Way.
He's here. I think he's muted.
Okay, I do see him. Councilmember Mayhew,
Here.
Councilmember Lassay,
Here.
Councilmember Sundwall,
Here.
Councilmember Shepherd,
Here.
and Mayor Larson.
I am here. Thank you.
Holloway's here too.
There we go. I think all council members are present and attended. Please point it out to me if you see someone missing. I won't ask for a motion to excuse them. With that, I'll ask for a motion to approve the agenda as presented tonight.
So
Moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion, a second to approve the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion, council?
Yeah, I need to remove the only item on the agenda, at least down below. That's on there by mistake. We need to take back to committee and discuss a few of the things that we have unresolved. So I'd like to pull that. I don't know if I need a second on that, but that's my motion.
Second.
Motion, a second to pull the snow removal resolution from the CDC meeting. Any further discussion?
Mayor,
I would like to remove the warrants from the consent agenda to the regular part of the agenda.
Can we vote on the other thing first?
Yeah, thank you. I'll take this as a point of order and I'll sustain. Councilmember Mayhew, go ahead.
just curious, as this item is an ordinance, it's already had a first read. Do we need a formal motion to refer back to committee, or are we able to just pull it from the agenda as Councilmember Sundwall suggested?
I figured it was, since a motion was made, I figured it was quicker just to quickly move to a vote. So,
Wonderful. Thank you.
all right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. So that item will go back to committee for further discussion. All right, Councilmember Shepherd, go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to take the warrants off the consent agenda.
All right. Any other discussion items, council? All right, so with the items discussed, all those in favor of approving the agenda as presented with
Aye.
the, say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right, motion is carried. With that, we move on to the election of the 2021 Mayor Pro Tem. I'll open the floor to nominations for the 2021 Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Ross.
Okay. Council, I am nominating Councilmember Mayhew to be the 2021 Mayor Pro Tem. His leadership over this past year as Mayor Pro Tem has helped council work through limitations and issues caused by COVID, and his work with the city, staff, and council on the biennial budget helped to make it a seamless process. I think his leadership this year is needed as council continues to focus on a balanced budget and capital budgets and long-term planning. So is there a second?
Second.
I don't think a nomination does not require a second, so I'll just recognize that Councilmember Ross nominated Councilmember Mayhew for Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Mayhew, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
All right. Are there any other nominations for Mayor Pro Tem? Councilmember Ross, you still have your hand up? Councilmember Jeans, go ahead.
I think it's an appropriate time to say that the title Mayor Pro Tem is a misnomer. Certainly he or she would stand in the event that the mayor is unavailable. Of course, that's like a moot point, because over the years I've never known the mayor not to be there. But more importantly, the point is so much more than just standing in for the mayor. It's a position that requires leadership, and certainly Jim has brought that to the position, to the chair of an important committee, and I certainly endorse Jim for Mayor Pro Tem.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Jeans. Any other nominations or endorsements at this time?
I don't know why everyone took so long. He's killing it. Couldn't we just said he's killing it and then move on to a vote? Let the young guy in the room be the succinct one.
I'm just trying to fill the time, Councilmember Sundwall.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so hearing no other nominations, the nominations are now closed. And we will ask at this time, all those in favor of electing Councilmember Mayhew to Mayor Pro Tem, please say aye.
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 All those opposed?
No.
All right. Nominations approved 6-1. Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Mayhew. Thank you. Look forward again to working with you this next year. I would concur with the council members that it helped smooth out a lot of rough edges, particularly in the very challenging years working with you. And I appreciate the effort and time that you put in to working with me and my staff this past year, and look forward to working again next year. With that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you to make some recommendations for committee appointments and so forth, and then we'll go to a vote on those.
Thank you all for your kind words, Mayor and fellow council members. It's a privilege and an honor to serve in this role, and I hope I continue to do a great job for you and for the city. With regard to council committee appointments and commission appointments and liaison roles, I think that hopefully I'm getting the terminology correct. I'm reappointing all of those roles, the same members, into the same roles that they currently have, with one exception, which is that the liaison to the Snoqualmie tribe, rather than Councilmember Ross, I'm not nominating me, Councilmember Mayhew, but all others would be the same positions as currently. And I believe, Mayor Larson, that I appoint those and then ask the council to approve those appointments. Is that correct?
Correct.
I can ask once you're done listing all the confirmations, but if you're ready this time, I can go ahead.
Yes, please.
Did you include the list of all the, I'm sorry, you also noted all the liaison appointments to the different community organizations, correct?
I did.
Okay, great. All right, so council, at this time, I have a motion, a second, to confirm the appointments as stated by the Mayor Pro Tem.
Second. And since you're trying to fill time, Mayor, we should vote on each one individually.
I didn't, who motioned that? I didn't hear the motion.
I did.
Okay, very good.
I was muted. I was trying to make up time because Sean's, filibustering.
All right, I have a motion, a second, to confirm appointments as stated. Is there any discussion? Councilman Lassay, I noticed you had your hand up and I just missed you before I went to the motion.
That was to make the motion.
Oh, there we go. All right, thank you. Any further discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay.
No.
All right, motion passes 6-1. Again, congratulations, Councilmember Mayhew, and thank you for the work putting that together. I know it took a lot of conversations with council members too to get that put together at the beginning of every year, and can be pretty time consuming at times. All right, with that, we'll move on to public hearings, presentations, proclamations, and appointments. And we do have a representative of the Snoqualmie Valley Network here tonight to receive a proclamation regarding Mentoring Month. Whereas January 2021 will mark the 19th anniversary of National Mentoring Month, an annual campaign to focus attention on the need for mentors, as well as how each of us can work together to increase the number of mentors to help ensure positive outcomes for our young people. Whereas City of Snoqualmie honors volunteer mentors who support young people by showing up for them every day and demonstrating their commitment to help them thrive. And whereas mentoring programs like the Youth Success Mentoring, a program of Snoqualmie Valley Community Networks, make us our communities and our state stronger by driving impactful relationships that increase social capital for young people, provide invaluable support networks. And whereas during the COVID-19 pandemic, mentoring programs have stepped up to fill gaps for young people and families, connecting them with resources and ensuring that mentoring relationships continue virtually to ensure that physical distancing does not mean social disconnection. And whereas mentoring plays a pivotal role in career exploration and supports workplace skills by helping young people set career goals, equipping mentors with skills needed to support the professional growth of young people and drives positive outcomes for young people and businesses. And whereas almost half of today's young adults report having a mentor in their youth, and those rates appear to have been rising steadily over the past several decades, and whereas National Mentoring Month is a time of year to celebrate, elevate, and encourage mentoring across our state and recruit caring adult mentors in the City of Snoqualmie. Now, therefore, I, Matthew Larson, Mayor of the City of Snoqualmie, do hereby proclaim January 2021 as National Mentoring Month in the City of Snoqualmie. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to the representative. I don't see the name on here.
Hi. Hi, you guys. I'm Kathy Highland.
Hi, Kathy.
with Snoqualmie Valley Community Network. And on behalf of the network, I'd like to thank you, Mayor Larson, as well as all of the council members for supporting mentoring. Right now, mentoring is more important than ever. Kids are facing just tremendous isolation right now, as we all know. So I highly encourage you to reach out to your friends, anyone that has time to mentor. They can contact us at Be a Mentor at svacn.info. We would love to build up our mentorship program here in Snoqualmie as well as the rest of the valley. So thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions about the mentoring program?
All right, seeing none. Well, again, Kathy,
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you. And please thank to all the folks at the Snoqualmie Valley Community Network on behalf of the council and the staff. Thank you for all the efforts and that you put into serving the youth and folks in the valley.
Great, thank you. Guys, have a great night. Stay safe.
You too. Thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, now at this time, it gives me pleasure to ask Chief Bailey to recognize a couple of our firefighters for some exemplary, or 3 of our firefighters for exemplary actions. Go ahead, Deputy Chief Mike Bailey. I'll turn it over to him.
Thanks, Mayor, for having me on tonight. We just want to take a moment to highlight some of the great work that some of our crews are doing. And I just want to point out this event happened back in July 3rd. And the only reason why we're waiting till now to recognize them is that's when we just recently received feedback from our medical director, the one that reviews all our calls. So this case was a cardiac arrest, which means that one of our citizens had their heart stopped. They were at their home on the evening of July 3rd. And their heart stopped, 911 was called. And on that evening, Lieutenant Matt West, firefighter Steve Randall, and firefighter Ben Parker were the ones that responded from our station and were first to arrive. They assessed the situation, immediately began CPR, and shocked the patient with the AED, the automatic external defibrillator, which gets their heart going again. Later, they were joined by Bellevue paramedics out of North Bend and the Fall City Fire Engine. But with the help of all the crews, the patient was shocked a few times, but he was successfully resuscitated and eventually transported to the hospital, where he was discharged and sent home awake and alert and is doing fine today. I just want to take a minute to read a note from Dr. Tom Ray, who was the medical director that reviews all these cases. I appreciate your crew's dedication to providing life-saving care. I recognize that we constantly are working to deliver the best care. We're also evaluating promising approaches or technologies to push cardiac arrest survival in King County. Such efforts would not be possible without the hard work and commitment of you and your colleagues. The patient and myself congratulate you on a job well done. Just want to take time to publicly recognize these guys for this call, because although all the work done by the public safety professionals, police and fire is important, we take great pride in the cardiac arrest calls, because these are truly cases where, the actions by the crew can make a difference between life and death. Cardiac arrest survival from cardiac arrest is very low, even if everything goes perfectly. Seconds count in regards to patient survivability. And then the firefighters work really hard on training on CPR, shaving seconds off their actions, and doing quarterly drills and practices to make sure that they get it right. So when these cases turn out well, like I said, they, very rarely, they're very low survival rate from CPR. So when they do turn out and somebody gets a chance to go home and have a full recovery, I think it's important that we kind of point out the work that our crews do. Both Lieutenant West and firefighter Parker are on tonight. They're on duty, but I just want to thank them for their actions on this call, and to continue the good work in keeping our citizens safe. And thanks for the council for giving us this time to recognize the work that they did on the evening of the 3rd of July.
Great. Thank you, Mike. And again, I really appreciate the actions of Matt West, Benjamin Parker, and Steve Randall. Always does me proud when you guys do good, making the city and all of us look good in the public eye. So good on you. Thank you for a job well done. All right, with that, we're going to move on to citizens' comments. And for the sake of time, not to read all these in, I don't see any attendees. I noticed that one of our planning commissioners got pulled into the panelist list. So I will ask first is if there's anyone from the public that would like to comment on any item that is not on the agenda tonight. And in case you don't know the protocol, down in the bottom of your screen should be a raise hand icon that you can click on to get my attention there.
Do we need to make a motion to extend the meeting past 7:15?
if you'd like. All right. All right, seeing no one from the public's hand go up, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All items listed below will be enacted by one motion. Action items include the minutes for the December 14th, 2020 regular city council meeting. Do I have a motion, council?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as stated. Is there any discussion? See hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, say nay. All right, motion is approved. And as is per the council procedure, we will immediately go on any items that have been pulled off the consent agenda. So at this time, I ask for a motion to approve the warrants as presented tonight.
Move to approve the claims and warrants as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the warrants as presented tonight's agenda. Councilmember Mayhew, go ahead.
Yes, I will report to council that the F&A committee followed the procedures as outlined in our emergency council procedures for review of warrants during the COVID emergency. And as a result of the review, there were no unanswered questions, and the committee recommends approval of all the claims and warrants as presented.
Thank you. Councilmember Shepherd.
And again, I have not seen the warrants, so I cannot approve warrants that I have not seen.
All right, any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay.
No.
All right, motion passes 6-1. With that, we will move on to reports. Is there any report for the Parks and Public Works Committee?
No report.
All right, Community Development Committee report.
I have one item. So next council meeting, you will most likely see an ordinance amending the Snoqualmie Municipal Code, adopting 2018 edition of the international codes as specified by the state building codes. And so this will be coming forward. If we get the information earlier, then we will send it out to council for your review. So you have time, plenty of time to review it. Thank you.
Councilman Osei.
I just wanted to bring up that the State Code Council recently extended the implementation date of the 2018 IBC and Washington State amendments to July 1st. So while we did have a need and urgency to push that forward by the deadline of February 1st, it's now been moved out to July 1st.
All right, thank you, sir. Councilor Shepherd.
Yes, are we going to see a table of what the before and after is after we adopt the new set of codes?
There's supposed to be a comparison between the 2015 and 2018 codes. We've already adopted the 2015 codes. We'll see a table of it.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see a table of changes. The code is rather voluminous, so it won't be a before and after. It'll just be here's the change.
Right.
Reconciliation.
Right.
All right, just ask members to put their hands down if they have a question anymore. All right, anything else for Community Development Committee? All right, Finance Administration Committee report.
No further report, except I will let council members know that at our next meeting, you should expect to see something coming out of F&A committee proposing to move our council meetings an hour earlier so that we start at 6 p.m. I know for much of last year, we just came to believe they did start at 6 p.m., but actually they started at 7. But we thought it was a good idea that seemed to work well with staff and well with us. So for the duration of, or for the remaining duration of the COVID emergency, the plan is to just move that till 6 o'clock. If you have any input on that, please get it to me or the any other member of the F&A committee, and we'll factor that into what we're preparing. Thanks.
Great, thank you, Councilman Mayhew. At this time, did you want to speak any, or just let council know that we are starting some planning regarding the council retreat and the timeline for that, or do you want to pick that up?
Sure. So in discussions with the mayor and senior staff, we're starting to think about the council retreat. One topic that we're thinking about is given the likely topics and given the fact that staff, needs to have some time to prepare for us so that they give us a good presentation, and given the hope that perhaps with a little more time, we might have a shot at a socially distanced physical meeting, perhaps. But that with all those in mind, we're thinking that we might do this towards the end of February. So if folks have any restrictions around that time or think that's a bad idea, please let me know or let the mayor know, and we can factor that into our planning. But that's roughly what we're thinking. Mayor, was there anything else that you thought we should mention?
No, that was primarily a timeline, and then just making the council aware. So if they had any strong ideas or about topics or issues they thought we might address, at least bring those to your attention or my attention.
Yes, please. Please all do that.
All right. Councilor Lasay.
I just wanted to point out that week of February 15th is midwinter break for Snoqualmie Valley School District. And I am not available on the 25th or 26th of February due to work obligations.
Great. Thanks very much, Councilman Lasay. I'll make a note of that. And I probably will be reaching out to most of you just from a council perspective to get your input from council members to provide that to the mayors. We kind of put that together collectively. So I'll get some more specifics from you on dates. And so in the middle of February then, so that the kids will be out of school and at home? No, never mind. Yeah, a sore point with all of us, I know.
All right. Yeah, it would be helpful. I mean, we're thinking of a Friday, Saturday kind of timeline. If people would prefer to push that into the week, or there's certain block out dates that simply don't work for you, again, those would be good things early on to bring to the Mayor Pro Tem or myself's attention, or the city administrator. All right, thank you. Anything else for F&A, Councilor May?
No further report.
Public Safety Committee report.
No report.
I don't see and didn't hear of any items for committee of the whole. And I'm not, I'll just throw it out to the staff. Are there any other announcements tonight prior to concluding? And we don't have a written staff report, so I'll also ask if there's any other questions or comments for or from the staff at this time before we adjourn. All right, hearing none all around, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion is carried. Wish everybody a happy new year and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Bye.
Good night.